So I'm 29 now and I'm approaching 30 in the next few months. And I just thought I'd do a little video now to reflect on life and what my life has been like and what has happened, and whether or not I'm happy with my life, whether or not I'm satisfied with it at the age of 29 and almost being 30. I have done a lot of things in my life. I'm a stand-up comic. I've been doing that for several years. I'm a writer. I've been writing since I was a teenager. I don't have anything published, unfortunately. But I did self-publish a novella called Sergeant Arson, which is available on Amazon if you want to buy a copy of that. Um, yeah, which I was quite pleased with that. I was quite proud of what I did. And I think mostly, like, other than having outward success or the outward trappings of success, I think I'm mostly happy with who I am and who I've become. Since I think your 20s is a really great opportunity to work on yourself and to work on who you are and to try and figure out what you want out of life and to sort of, it's more of a practice decade, I think, in terms of living. It's a time to try things out and to see what sticks, see what doesn't stick, see what you where your talents and competencies lie, and all these sorts of things. And yeah, I'm very happy with who I am more than I am happy with what I've done. Because I suppose I could have. I mean, I went to university. I went to University College Utrecht in the Netherlands when I was 19, but I dropped out of that university. I dropped out of two other universities, and I got into farming. I went to dairy farming full time when I was 24. So I'm really happy I did that even because I think I gained more from the experience of doing that than I did from just getting a graduate job like everyone else does and entering the corporate world and the mill of employment in the city. And I'm really glad I've had my sort of like country life, if you know what I mean, my life in the countryside. And I've really enjoyed that. And I think I'm actually going to stick with farming and stick with that sort of rural outdoors life. And, because I really love it. I really love, the early mornings and working with animals and being outside. And even though it can be a ball ache in all sorts of ways, and it can be really, really stressful, it's really rewarding. And it can be lonely as well, but I don't know, as long as I've got you people. But no, I mean, I managed to socialize in all sorts of ways other than, just working on a farm. I mean, I managed to do stand-up comedy still, and I'm here at agricultural college studying now, so I've got friends here. So it's all kind of good, really. Um, but yeah, I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy that I've done a lot of different things. Yeah, written three books, one of which I've self-published, two works of fiction, one work of non-fiction, loads of poetry, done stand-up comedy. I've written, I also tried to figure out theory of quantum gravity as well, which is something I've been working on for several years. Sounds a bit eccentric, but physics is a huge part of my life and it's something I'm really interested in. And I've managed to, I think, come up with something that I think works for that anyway, which you can find on my other YouTube channel if you're interested in that. Sam Cottle's Wind Tunnel. But yeah, I think it's a very good time for figuring out who you are and what you want to do. I think I've lived an authentic life, and I think that's very important to have that feeling. I don't feel like I've wasted a lot of time. I think, I think I've lived authentically and I've lived deeply to sort of, echo that quote from Thoreau. And it was really watching a video about Thoreau just now that made me want to do this video, since that's really the sort of life I want, I think. That life out in the woods, in nature, just on a few acres of land to myself, really, and to build a cabin and whatnot, and just live that sort of life out in the countryside, out in the woods, not doing much. So, well, not doing much. I mean, well, farming for myself really, and having my own little homestead and farm. I think that's really what I want, you know. And maybe I'll sort of orient the rest of my life to trying to achieve that, and just having a few acres to myself and live there, write, go off to the city to do stand-up comedy when I can. It's really the stand-up issue that's perplexing me about my future. Like, how can I integrate that with farming? It's very difficult to do that. Integrate those two different tracks. And like, what if comedy takes off? Well, then I'd have loads of money, and then I could have my own little homestead farm place. That'd be quite easy if I stand-up comedian type money. So maybe I will keep plugging away at stand-up for that reason. And now I'm thinking like this. So, tricky this business, isn't it? Life is tricky. Life is very, very tricky. What problems have I encountered in my 20s? Financial problems. I made myself homeless a couple of times. Bad news. I managed to recover somewhat, and now I've fallen down again. It's always like this. I get money, and then it leaks away from me, and then I get money, and then it leaks away from me. And I'm at a point now where I don't have any money, and I'll hopefully just work more in the future, get some monies together, go do something else. It'll leak away from me again. Or no, I don't need to do that. What I really need to do is find a stable job, probably in agriculture, probably farming, then get a mortgage for a house or a plot of land somewhere, ideally a plot of land somewhere, and then live on my plot of land. That would be the plan, I think. Or I get a book published, make loads of cash, and then retire happily on my plot of land. Don't know. But you people will have to buy it. So yeah, I mean, you can buy it on Amazon if you like. My one book that I've got self-published so far, Sergeant Arson, you can find that on Amazon. Please buy it. Yeah. But no, I'm glad that I've lived authentically. I'm glad that I've not spent my time doing things that I would retrospectively think are pointless, like making lots of money for other people in the corporate world or something like that. I'm glad I haven't done that. I'm glad also I haven't settled down, if you know what I mean. I mean, I spent a lot of time sort of lamenting the fact that I was never finding the one or never getting into a proper relationship with anyone. But I'm not so torn up about that anymore. I'm really kind of glad now that that hasn't happened, in a sense, because if that had happened, I think I would have had a lot less time for myself and a lot less time to do the things that I've done, like this quantum gravity stuff, this writing novels and books and stand up and all that, and poetry and everything else. And I'm quite happy actually I haven't had a long-term partner relationship, secretly. And yeah, it's been quite an emotional ride, but none of it has been inauthentic, I think. And I'm happy for that reason. So I'm happy coming out of my 20s. I'm glad that I've lived the life that I've lived. And to anyone out there who who has this inclination maybe you work in the city, like, and you want to go live the outdoors life, do it. Absolutely do it. Just head for the hills. Go live in the woods. I mean, I might do that. I might get a tent and go live in the woods for a bit, see what that's like. Um, and I don't know, really live a sort of Grizzly Adams existence. And I want to go to the United States and just sort of travel around. And I want to do a lot more traveling, actually. That is one thing I want to do, loads more traveling. But it's then how to make money and purchase the plot of land element of things still. I don't know. I spent all my time thinking about this, how to live and what to do in life. But no, I want to go to the United States. I want to go to Canada. Hopefully I'll be able to get some farming jobs out there. And just drift between those and money and be a drifter, basically. While writing poems and, living the bohemian existence part-time or something. Or something, you know. There we go. I love my life. I've had a great life, I think. I've really enjoyed it. I've not enjoyed a lot of parts of it, but most of it has been quite good, I think. And evidence of it can be found online if you want to read my poetry or whatnot. Bye, everyone. I love you lots. I've had a great life, I think, and I'm looking forward actually to being 30. It is just another birthday, obviously, when it comes down to it. So, and I had this thought the other day. When I reach 30, even though I'm a smoker, I can probably expect to live another 50 years. Think of that. What an immense and amazing gift that is, to have that sort of time ahead of you. And now with cancer therapies, and you've got like things like nanosurgery coming online, like now-ish, probably able to take care of all lung cancers, anything like that smoking probably won't give you actually, because it's very unlikely that you'll get lung cancer even if you are a smoker. And amazing, amazing, amazing. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the rest of it and see what it's like. I think it's gonna be brilliant. Well, hopefully it will be. And yeah, enjoyable and kind of like it has been, but maybe better. Don't know.